So do you get confused with all the numbers that your accountant might present to you at the end of a tax year? Well, if you're anything like I was completely baffled by all of this, and I thought, well, what's the main number that I need to look at? And in the end, you just scroll to the bottom, see how much profit you've made and see how much tax you've got to pay. But I realized that there are 5 key metrics that you must measure, and this counts for every single business that I've ever run. And when you master these 5 key metrics, it really transforms your business into a profit-making machine, but also it just makes it much more simple for you as the business owner to know what to track going forward. So let me just show you what these 5 are. The first thing that you must track always is your sales confirmed each month. So what we mean by that is how many deals have you actually signed up for that month. Now, it doesn't matter if they're going to start in 6 months or a year's time. What we want to know is what has actually been orders confirmed in that month. Now, ideally, a metric for this, I always used to go for 1.5 times my total revenue that was needed to break even. So just for an example, if you need 100,000 a month to break even, you really want your sales confirmed figures to be 1.5 times that, so maybe 150,000 dollars or pounds a month. And the reason we do that is because we never want to run out of work. If you're only winning the same amount as you need to break even, you're going to run out pretty quick. Whereas if you can do 1.5 times, you're going to get yourself booked up for 6 to 12 months in advance. And you can count all sorts of things in sales confirmed. I would include extras, variation orders, all that sort of stuff can go in there as your sales confirmed orders. So always track that, have a target for it, put it on a big wall on your whiteboard, and let you or your sales team make sure they know what that target is. The second thing you must track is your monthly revenue forecast. So your monthly invoicing. So this is the amount simply that you're billing your clients every single month, the total amount. We not only want to forecast this, but we need to track this really diligently, and it's absolutely crucial that we try and hit that figure every single month. If you get to the 28th, 29th, 30th, and you haven't quite hit that target, can you do something on site to try and push the works forward a little bit so you can try and squeeze that last invoice out at the end of the month? It's really crucial to track this because you need a certain amount every month just to keep the lights on, and we want to make sure we're breaking through that target. So every company is going to be different on what that figure is, but make sure you're tracking your monthly invoicing. The third thing that you need to track is your gross profit percentage or gross profit margin. Now, this is the figure that is after your labor and materials spend. So whatever you spent out trying to deliver a project, all the material costs, all the labor costs, you want to track all of that. If you've invoiced 100,000 and you've spent 70,000 on labor and materials, then you've got a 30% gross profit margin. Now, this is a really crucial figure to track, and 30% is actually quite a nice number to go for, but it does vary between different industries and different niches in the construction industry, but 30% is about right generally. Now, this is a really crucial figure because if you just get this percentage point up 1, 2, 3% or more, it can really make a huge difference in your business. What I like to do is I like to forecast out the entire year and just play around with that gross profit figure if you can, and watch what a difference it makes to your bottom line when you get that figure higher. So set a figure for that, and you want to aim for that every single month. And if you don't hit it for the month, you really want to review that on what's gone wrong. Have you overspent on materials? Has labor come in too high? Did you not check your subcontractor rates? That sort of thing. So really try and monitor that. Now, sometimes you might get fluctuations each month with your gross profit percentage. You might have a big month where you've made a big spend. Maybe you had to order a lot of materials that aren't going to be used till the month after. So what I like to do on this is try and average it over around 3 months, and then you can get a bit more of an idea on where that gross profit percentage is at. The next thing you need is to monitor your net profit margin or your net profit percentage. Now, the net profit percentage is after you've paid out for everything else. So we're talking about all your overheads, your vans, your insurances, any admin staff that you've got in the office, all the extra bits, all your overheads, your phones and things like that. That's what's left at the end, the percentage that's left at the end. Now, ideally, that percentage, we want to keep that nice and tight. I like businesses, ideally, to run somewhere between 10 and 12% as a overhead figure. So, for example, if you were doing 100,000 a month turnover, then I'd probably want your overheads to come in at around 10 to 12,000 a month, ideally. But the net profit figure that we're aiming for, after everything's left, is around 12 to 15%. Now, if you're running at 12 to 15% or more, you're running a really successful and well-established company. If you're lower than that, especially if you're lower than 10%, you're going to start struggling a bit. And if you're 5% or less, then you really are on life support. The business is in trouble because you've only got to get one thing happen, maybe a client doesn't pay you or something like that, you're going to be in big trouble and the business could potentially be about to go under. So aim for your net profit percentage to be around 12 to 15% if you can, and then you're good and nice and healthy as a company. Now, the last thing you want to track is your monthly retained earnings. Now, this is simply the pound amount or the dollar amount that's left right at the bottom of your net profit or your profit and loss account. And really, this is a figure that we want to track because we want to see how much is left in the business after we've paid for everything. And what I like to do on this is actually deduct the corporation tax out of that every single month. So depending on what the corporation tax is in the country you're in, if it's say 20% and you're left with £10,000 as net profit figure, you're going to take the 20% off your 2,000 and then you'd be left with 8,000 retained earnings. Now that figure will build up over time. So in month one it might be 8,000, month two it might be 16,000, and it will keep building month on month. Now if you're the shareholder of the business, you'll be able to take that out as dividends, or you may be able to redistribute that back into the business for a bit of investment. Maybe you want to buy some tools or a truck or something else. But it's really important to keep an eye on the retained earnings because over time we want that to build up that figure so we've got a nice cash buffer just in case anything happens, if there's a bit of a tightening up in the economy or anything like that. So keep an eye on your retained earnings and try not to draw every single penny out of the business. Now, these 5 numbers, if you just track these 5, you don't have to worry about your accountant's report with all the complex figures on it, and you might look at it and be, blown away and think, I just can't track everything he's sending me. But if you just track these 5, you'll be on your way to running a really successful and profitable construction business. These are the main 5 that I've always tracked in my businesses. As you get a little bit more sophisticated, you'll be able to dive into these a little bit more. But what you'll also be able to do over time is start leveraging some of these figures and manipulating them. So when you want to make more profit, as we said, you can manipulate the gross profit margin, or you may want to play around with your overheads and get the net profit percentage up, or you may increase your monthly invoicing and try and scale as a business. But you can manipulate one or more of these and you watch it drop onto the bottom line with more profit. Hope that helps a bit.